Good day, Traders Mindset Reset. It's an FOMC and a non-farm payrolls week. Today we're going to talk about a couple of things that have come up. We're going to answer some questions, and we're just going to generally reframe our mindset as we head into the backside or the midpoint range and then the backside of the week on a week filled with high impact major red news. Now, one of the things I often mention is that on a high impact major red news week to look at number one, the cross rate pairs. So they may be less impacted and set up for one or two best trade candidates throughout the week. We have energies, oil or natural gas. Natural gas is right near monthly lows. Oil had an explosive move closing out the day today, parabolic explosion, a range expansion. And of course, we have London and Asia session traders who we can potentially have either a front side or backside parabolic move in either one of those sessions, with zero stress, zero emotion, zero thinking, and zero management without any high impact major red news in those sessions. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is just general day-to-day preparation. I often repeat each day, daily signal, setup, levels, timings, behavior of price. And if you go back and you look through any of the best trade candidates in the ACB Masterclass or from the playbook, again, I've added multiple examples, most recent examples for every session for first red days, first green days, inside day reversals, 3 days of breakout traders. Most importantly, number one, you only need 2 to 3 scalable opportunities a week. So we've got 3 sessions, we got 5 days, that's 15 opportunities minimum per instrument. And obviously we're only going to get a couple of candidates maybe that fit our 90-10 criteria, once or twice a day or every couple days, and then being very selective about the trades that you execute, the playbook rinse and repeat trades that you execute. One of the things that traders often will happen is they get caught into chasing the movement, and the number one thing about going to the screen prepared is marking off your levels and then narrowing it down to 1 or 2 candidates in your session and just being patient. The 10 a.m. club, almost like clockwork, 3 to 4 times a week, traders are getting 5-star 90-10 parabolic opportunities just by sitting on their hands and waiting. And that's one of the number one things, is having the patience to just sit there and wait. And then also be content that if the instrument that you've decided to focus on doesn't give you the opportunity that you're looking for, fighting the impulses and the urge to just look for trades because you see other people posting trades, or that London got a huge trade, Asia got a huge trade, and you have to release yourself from the addiction of looking for trades as opposed to executing setups where you almost can't lose. If you stop and really think about that, and I talk about levels because the smallest time frame that I'm targeting on a best trade candidate is a daily range. So if traders are getting caught chasing movement inside, you better hope it's a range expansion opportunity. Now, you can catch a move, that's entirely up to your discretion, hence the term discretionary trader. But the whole idea is to focus on setups where you almost can't lose, that are scalable in size. And obviously with a lot of high impact major red news, we are forced to sit on our hands and wait for that news. You don't have to, you can trade, but the reality of it is if you're actually trading with any sort of size, you're taking on massive risk getting in prior to a major red news event. They can gap, there can be slippage, there can be an explosive move, you can blow your account out in a matter of minutes just by being reckless and degenerate gambling type of behavior. And I keep emphasizing it's a winnable game. It's a winnable game. There are 2 sides to that coin: knowing what not to do, and then of course knowing what your A+++ 90-10 all-in opportunity is, your A++ session daily range opportunity is in terms of sizing, and then of course your A+ setup, which is a high probability 90-10 candidate, but it's a nail and bail opportunity, meaning that you lock in the money, you walk away. It's not a hold till close. It's not, I'm going to max my risk out on this trade. There are certain trades where you want to max out your risk because it's not coming back, and you have to know exactly what your best setups are. Otherwise, you're in hope mode or you're in guess mode, and that's why a lot of retail traders fail. They go to the screen each day trying to trade markets as opposed to finding candidates that are offering them easy money laying on the floor in the corner. Now when that penny drops, you realize that it's a winnable game if you stick to the plan. As my friend Steven and I say, plan A, there is no plan B. The whole point of that is that if you focus on setups that repeat over and over and over again, where you can scale in and there's a parabolic explosive move, whether it comes back later in the day, later in that session, or not at all, you still have a huge opportunity to make a lot of money in a very short period of time. Being able to manage yourself, knowing where you're going to take profits at, know where you're going to go to break even at, and if you're trailing these markets, be prepared to get spiked out or stopped out, because certain markets front side are still going to pull back into traders that are caught lower down shorting the markets, or that are caught up high trying to chase a market that's in breakout to the upside. So a lot of traders have messaged me, how can I work on my mindset, how can I work on my psychology? And that's a really funny question, because I don't believe in trading psychology. I believe only in playing to win. Playing to win means looking for the setups where you can't lose on, but then also fighting the urges and the impulses and the degenerate gambling type of behavior that when you don't have that 90-10 setup, to not take trades at all. And this is where a lot of traders will come unstuck. They'll do everything right, and then they'll get caught on the wrong day, in the wrong conditions, in the wrong market, and they'll engage in degenerate gambling type of on tilt behavior, and they'll do significant damage or even blow out their trading account. Which is why I constantly say impulse, impatience, and no plan are the ultimate enemy of the retail trader. When you go there completely prepared and you're mentally bulletproof in terms of your mindset, knowing that you can trust yourself to act in your own best interest all the time, and then knowing when you shouldn't even go to the screen. There's days when you just shouldn't go to the screen. You need to either leave, or you can watch and then leave, or not go there at all, because it's just, you can tell maybe you're not at your best, or it's the type of conditions or type of day. Like tomorrow we have FOMC. Steve and I joke, we'll see you Thursday, because even if there's an opportunity tomorrow, maybe you know, based on my criteria and ACB masterclass and everything else, that I'm going to get a backside opportunity. Chances are 9 times out of 10 on an FOMC 2-part release week, there's always a backside opportunity for me, whether that's in Asia, or I get an all-in 3-session setup on Thursday or Friday on the backside of the week if FOMC has a large explosive move. But then also, you know what, if I don't get anything in the last few days that fits my 90-10 criteria, I don't need to be a genius and a rocket scientist and chase trades just to catch a trade. And you know, if you catch a trade, I always joke, are you getting rewarded for bad behavior? Because you'll get rewarded for bad behavior, which will entice you to repeat that bad behavior again. And of course, again, on the wrong day in the wrong conditions, that bad behavior may end up causing significant damage or blowing out your trading account. So in closing, just a mindset reset as we head into FOMC 2-part release in the non-farm payrolls Friday, 8:30 on Friday non-farm payrolls. We could have huge opportunities after non-farm payrolls in the New York session, maybe even our 10 a.m. club, or afternoon in the New York session, closing out the week, the closing range for easy money. Remember, parabolic trades, when they're set up properly, 90-10, a couple of those a week can significantly compound your trading account. As I demonstrated to a trader last week, one parabolic opportunity with a daily range is a week's pay for a lot of traders. And so you're not worried about catching moves every single day. You're looking for a 5-digit figure trade setup, depending on the size of your account and everything else. And a couple of those a week, obviously you can do some serious compounding to your trading account. And then of course, if we get the month money set up, the monkey hammer, you know what, that's just the bonus. And if we get one of those a month, or even 8 of those a year, those are the month money opportunities. Everything else is our bread and butter, and our you know, obviously our daily range setups, our A++ opportunities. The name of the game is to focus on the best trade setups, not to take trades. You want to focus when your edge presents and execute that opportunity, and know when that edge is not presenting to not engage in any random, impulsive, potentially self sabotaging situations that can end up doing damage to not only your psychological capital, but your financial capital. And if you have a nail and bill, nail the trade, manage your risk, lock in the money, shut the computer down, and get on with your day. Keep it simple, traders. Remember, FOMC two-part release tomorrow, backside opportunities. We can look at cross-rate pairs, we can look at energies, and we can look at opportunities in the Asian and London windows, and potentially a 3-session setup, whether it's on a Thursday or Friday if FOMC has a major impact, and we head into non-farm payrolls Friday. Always act in your best interest. Next week, we're going to have playbook, textbook opportunities that are going to just be leaving money laying on the floor in the corner. The markets are the same every single week. The most important thing is to control the only thing that you can control, and that is you, the trader. Keep things simple, repeatable, scalable, and winnable, traders. Love you and appreciate you. Have a great day, and may the markets go with you.